Dave Helland, owner of Helland Construction, has invited us out to a 1950s ranch farm home that you are completely renovating. You took this home down to the studs, is that right?
Yeah, there's very little in this house that we haven't messed with. We took it down to the studs, took the siding and sheeting off the outside. Windows are coming out, windows are moving, windows are adding, walls are moving around, there's lots of things happening. When you get into it in a whole house remodel, you really need to approach it from the standpoint of you're going to put things where you want them to make them work for you. Start from a clean slate, and we've done that in there. Everything's moved around.
Dave, what were some of the challenges that you were presented with this home?
Well, the front of this house was a little odd. It actually had 3 doors on the front of the house. The one that actually was the front door then walked right into the living room. Just wasn't very good layout. So the first thing we had to do was clean the front up, get rid of some doors, put a new addition on for the entryway, just make it feel more comfortable coming up to the house. The second was the kitchen was too small and terribly arranged, just awful, so we wanted to solve that problem. You know what everybody loves about those neat old houses is all the built-ins. They have shelves, interesting trim. You can have that in houses today too. We've added these bookshelves in the living room. Aside from being a wonderful place to store books and collectibles, it's just one of those neat architectural elements that really make a house feel comfortable.
It is great, and complemented by your ceiling treatment too.
Yeah, this room was kind of big and it seemed a little cold and impersonal. I think adding the texture on the ceiling with this pine car siding will really make it feel homey.
Dave, I can see that you have incorporated a lot of textural schemes into this kitchen restoration.
Yeah, you can really change the look of a room just with how you orient the floor tile or the wood floor or whatever. You know, this we have a diagonal pattern, and then with different sizes of tiles in it too. It just gives it a more spacious feel rather than the standard grid look.
And you have other elements that add to that kind of old world charm look here.
Yeah, that's what we were after here, was a traditional craftsman or mission look, which is a real simple look. You know, straight lines everywhere, thick, heavy countertops, same with the windowsills. It's a very simple but elegant look.
And when remodeling a kitchen, functionality must be key too.
That's why I really like walk-in pantries. There's plenty of room to store odd-shaped items that are hard to fit in your regular cabinets. We have plenty of room in a pantry.
Dave, this fireplace is a wonderful focal point for the formal dining space here. And when we were here earlier, while you were building this custom piece, you explained to us how it doesn't have to cost a lot of money and it can just have a beautiful look.
Most of the fireplaces you see today have ceramic tile for the surround, and that's fine, but this is another option. It's thin brick. It's real brick, it's just cut thinner. And you can arrange it, and it'll look just like real brick when we're done. We put these corner bricks on the hearth to make it look like full-size brick, and it's a more traditional look that I think fit this mantle better. In a room of this size, with a fireplace of this size, a small mantle with a little tiled surround like you see so often today just wouldn't do. We went with a big, heavy, traditional craftsman-style mantle out of quarter-sawn white oak. It's actually finished with an amber shellac that makes it look like the old furniture that you might see at an antique store.
It's wonderful, and also complemented by your flooring, which you gave this a special pattern too.
That's right. This is all the same species of floor, but we created a subtle border by just changing the direction of the floor and changing the width. They're wider boards around the outside than they are in the center, just to give it a place to center the dining room table.
And outdoor living in this home is fantastic too.
On this home we did a large screen porch. We actually have an outdoor fireplace. I like to do these screen porches out of a material called Trex. It's a composite decking material that doesn't need to be painted, it doesn't need to be stained. It's relatively stable, so it holds up over time and is not going to create a lot of maintenance for the owner.
When remodeling or building new, Dave, I'm sure energy efficiency is at the top of a lot of people's minds.
That's right. Whether it's an addition or a whole house remodel, we can bring it up to current standards with better insulation, better windows, and in this case, a better water heater. This is the new type of water heater. It heats on demand, which means there's no big tank of water that you're paying to heat all day when you're at work. Turn on the faucet, it heats the hot water, saves money, better for the environment. Everything's good about it.
Dave, it seems like the lesson here is that people don't need to be confined by the spaces that were originally in a house when they're renovating.
That's right. If you find a house in a place you want to live, we can make the house work. We can make it what you want.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you.